Hello, Gresham. Thanks for tuning in to another Facebook Live. Nina Vetter, your city manager, here today to share some more important updates with our fabulous police chief, Chief Gullberg. Thanks for being here again today. It's not quite as sunny as last time, but we're embracing the fall weather. So last time we did Facebook Live, we were right before one of our city council meetings when we were going to discuss some options and some techniques and tactics to help combat crime and violence in our community. And so we're very thankful for our council support. Later that day, we're able to move forward with enhancing our camera program, enhancing lighting where needed in our community, bringing on some more street level outreach personnel to directly respond to gun violence activity. And we also shared more about our SEPTED program to make sure that businesses and private properties have adequate environmental design to really deter crime and violence. So just wanted to share that, since the council meeting, there's some really important work that's underway that our police department is doing in partnership with some of our other departments across the city. But in addition to that, I know the police department's been really hard at work reviewing the Barry Dunn operational assessment review. And so maybe we can share a little bit more about kind of what that is for people who aren't familiar with it and what the kind of findings were coming out of that review.
Yeah, thank you. So as you know, we took a look at this over a year ago now. In fact, I think, if I'm not mistaken, credit goes to Deputy City Manager Corey Falls, who started this process like a couple of years ago to 3 years ago. And the idea behind an operational assessment is really to just do that deep dive into your operations and to really get an idea of what is working well, what might not be working so well, and then are you missing anything? Is there any gaps? And so that's the process. It takes a while because they come in and do a lot of interviewing with our staff, with community members. We hosted a couple of different community events where we wanted to get feedback from our community, and then a lot of data research, which is really important. And all that really drives to this final report that we got. And it was, of course, 260 pages. So feel free to read it. We talk about that. I think everybody should read it. It really does provide a lot of information about how we do things and why we do the things we do, but also what we need to do to improve. And so the exciting part now is we're in the process of really taking a look at that and how do we apply that to our work in a holistic approach. And what I'm really excited about is we signed up for some additional work with Barry Dunn, really around strategic planning. And so we spent 2 days with Barry Dunn doing our own strategic planning within the police department and with all of our staff led by Barry Dunn. And then what's exciting about that is that's really going to drive our overall strategic plan, make sure we're aligned with the work that the city is doing, everybody's doing, on the citywide strategic plan. And again, obviously focuses on a safe community and aligning all our work with what the city departments do as a whole and then what our community desires. So really it's a really important process. I'm really thankful for the opportunity, even as an individual leader here, to go through that process and then be able to apply it, and then all that we've learned, and now we're going through a process with developing our own leadership. And of course, as you know, there were 4 major themes out of that, right? So staffing is obviously an issue. It's an issue for everybody. Professional development of our staff, looking at our policies and procedures and how we might improve ourselves. And then really the one I'm excited about, and you kind of touched on that, is leaning on technology. How can we lean on technology in a time when we're struggling with staffing in many ways to improve our processes, improve our services, but also, really dive and lean on that leverage technology. And one of those, as you know, is the camera programs and then how we might get the community involved in ways that they can also be a part of it, which is taking a look at their own environment and how they might improve their security around lighting or around the vegetation around their buildings and stuff like that. So a lot of good work's happening, a lot said there, but I'm really excited about that opportunity.
Yeah, it's really exciting. And as a local government, we provide services to the community. Our job is to constantly be reviewing how we're providing services, what we can do better, how we can use technology. And so this is a really great example, and I think it's really important. Police services is one of our biggest departments, one of the most complex, and we know it's incredibly important to our community. So it's really important that we're doing this work of being constantly evaluating and trying to improve and being responsive to our community. Speaking of community,
Yes.
We are hiring,
Yes.
which we always like to
Yes.
share, not just for sworn police officers, but also for community safety specialists
Yes.
who
Yes.
are non-sworn personnel who can respond to certain situations that don't require a sworn police officer. There's a lot of examples of these programs across the country that have been in place for years.
Yeah.
And thanks to our city council who approved the funding for these positions, we're now looking at hiring them,
Yes.
which is really exciting.
Yes.
And expanding our law enforcement programming
Yeah.
and options to, again, be more responsive to our changing community and the needs and demands that our community has shared with us.
Yeah, it's absolutely a comprehensive approach, right? And it's not always, you got to figure out what is the best resource to handle the issues that you have or the service need that you have. And so what I really like is we've tied this all into this whole process. So we started with this comprehensive assessment by Barry Dunn. We've learned from it. We're now applying that to the strategic plan. And part of that strategic plan is we know that this is a holistic approach, which also, by the way, includes the entire community getting involved in community safety. And one of these is that we're hiring a lot of spots, and I would also say not only just the police department, the entire city is hiring. I'm really excited about the outreach workers that are going to hit the streets and help us. And the idea there is obviously we want to prevent violence before it even happens, and we want to get to the root causes and find out how we can support people, right? And make sure that everybody is lifted up and everybody has a chance to thrive. So that's not just police, right? It's everybody. So it's an exciting time for me to be here. I think it's an exciting time for our community, and I would recommend anybody. Again, I always say I don't miss a chance to recruit, and I always feel like a used car salesman. But certainly come down and visit us. I will take you to coffee, take you to lunch. We'll have a conversation about where you fit in our organization, or maybe we refer somebody to another part of the city because it truly is a team effort. So I'm excited about this. Yes. So
Awesome.
excited.
Always recruiting.
Yes, I'm always recruiting.
I think we actually have a question coming in
nice.
from our community.
Jacob would like to know, are there community projects that city members can participate in to leverage technology to try to solve community security problems, like putting together a small useful website or data tool?
Ooh, I think that's a great idea, and that's something we're able to do in many facets in terms of volunteers. So I would encourage that individual to reach out to us, and we can have a conversation. I'm not quite sure where it fits, and we have to have a discussion with our information technology group. But it could very well be, again, I do believe that it's a whole community approach. And if there's an opportunity to leverage either small businesses in our community or individuals that want to volunteer their time and effort, certainly would look at that. I can't think of anything specifically right now, but we are looking to, and as of this part of this report was to leverage technology for sure.
What's the best way for someone like this to get in touch with?
Great question. I think reach out to the chief of police. I'm fine with that. So I don't know if we can put that on, but it's Travis, Travis .Gullberg, Gullb as in boy, ERG, @GreshamOregon.gov. And certainly send me an email with your ideas. I love emails, so thank you. Thank you for that question. That's a great opportunity. And we do leverage a lot of volunteers throughout the entire city, not just the police department. So, yeah.
Thank you for that question. I'll also add, if you want to learn more about what our police department is up to, also learn more about what our fire department is up to, please check out our newsletter. It should have hit your mailboxes here recently, and learn all the news about what's happening at the city. There's opportunities for you to get involved. There's some great upcoming events as well. So please check that out. And with that, we'll close out for today. Thank you, Gresham community, for tuning in. As always, if you'd like to learn more about what we're up to, what's happening, how we're responding to your needs, please tune in to our website and to our social media. And we'll be back soon, I'm sure. Stay safe and healthy, Gresham.
It'll probably be snowing.
Yeah, maybe. It might be snowing. Who knows? But we will see you soon.